Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
I'm Hank Winchester. Help me, Hank. A huge new problem for Michigan's Unemployment Insurance Agency, and this one affects more than 600,000 Michiganders. I'll tell you what happened and why it could cost some people big money.
When thunderstorms come back, they're bringing more heat and more humidity and a thunderstorm threat as well. We'll look at it all coming up.
All right, Ben, also the first 4 winners of Michigan's Shot to Win vaccine sweepstakes have been announced. 3 from right here in Metro Detroit.
And live pictures from Sky 4 over I-75, where one northbound lane of the freeway is set to reopen in the next hour in Troy following that big tanker crash.
We're going to begin, though, with breaking news out of Washington. A Justice Department report finds the FBI made serious errors and did not treat the Larry Nassar investigation with the utmost seriousness. The report finds the FBI didn't immediately address allegations brought to them by USA Gymnastics in 2015.
At least 40 girls and women said they were molested during a 14-month period when the FBI knew of sexual abuse allegations against Nassar. The report also finds FBI officials didn't take responsibility or provide accurate and complete information for internal investigations.
Continue to follow reaction to that. Our other top story at 5, the expected reopening of northbound 75 coming right at the height of the afternoon drive.
Yeah, and actually we're just getting word that it's open right now. That's the good news. On the other hand, it could take weeks to repair the rest of this damage. Meanwhile, the defenders have spent the day taking a deep dive into the trucking company involved. Defender Sean Lay is live along I-75 tonight. And Sean, you just got the update from MDOT.
We did. They hope to open this one lane northbound at 6 o'clock. We've also been looking into Basco Oil. That's a trucking company out of New Haven in Macomb County. Their tanker is the one that crashed here. It's not their first crash in recent years. We wanted to know the company's safety record. Here's exactly what we found out. When this fully loaded tanker truck drifted left and hit the dividing wall on I-75 at Big Beaver, the impact was felt up in office buildings. Heat from the fire, it was felt a quarter of a mile away.
You can see the flames just shooting up.
And tonight, Eagle, the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy, confirms to the Local 4 defenders the tanker truck was out of New Haven in Macomb County, belonging to the trucking firm Basco Enterprises. You and your family share the roads with semis and tankers. The defenders want you to know Basco's safety record. In 2018, the intersection of Dixie and Telegraph Road had to be closed in Waterford Township when a Basco tanker flipped over, spilling gasoline, calling for another environmental cleanup. No one was hurt. The Local 4 defenders polling the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration reports on Basco, showing 3 past injury accidents, inspectors looking for safety issues. MSP telling the defenders Basco's most recent federal compliance review was done back in March. Inspectors could give the company a satisfactory rating, a conditional rating, meaning they must improve on safety, or an unsatisfactory rating. But Basco was given what's called a non-rating. MSP says the inspection is incomplete, but typically means that Basco does not have any outstanding safety issues. We also pulled Basco's state inspections for its fuel tanks, all trucks passing inspection. Back here live, the right lane of northbound 75 just reopened. We just got off the phone with MDOT. They were shooting for 5 o'clock, then 6 o'clock, but now conditions are right that they can reopen the far right lane of northbound I-75. You see traffic there moving at a good clip. Let's talk about the driver from Basco. Now, we are told from sources that he was given a standard drug and alcohol screen and came back clean. Investigators with Troy Police, they would like to go over every inch of the tanker to find out if something mechanical went wrong. But Kimberly, there's nothing of that tanker left to investigate. They may never find out. Back to you.
Yeah. Sean, you know, this crash happened on a beautiful new stretch of the highway. I'm wondering how much it's going to cost to fix it.
That is the multi-million-dollar question that MDOT keeps getting. We asked them, they said they're still in cleanup mode. They haven't gotten to rebuild mode yet. So live at 6 o'clock, we're going to talk about the cost of this damage here in this big-time crash. We asked contractors who build roads just like these, what do they see? How many multi-million dollars? Their surprising answers live at 6.
Okay, we'll look forward to your report then, Sean. Thanks so much. Well, the first $50,000 winners of Michigan's vaccine sweepstakes have been announced.
State is picking one person who got the shot for every day between July 1st and July 30th. Jason Colthorpe's been following this for us about today's announcement.
And the winner is Adrian Peterson.
Of the four $50,000 winners, 3 are from Metro Detroit. Adrian Peterson from Southfield is going to spend the money on a new house. And Amber Berger from New Baltimore is looking forward to a vacation in Cancun.
I saw so many horrific things just working in the COVID units with it.
She and her husband are on the front lines. He's a lieutenant with the Roseville Police Department, and she is a registered nurse.
I unfortunately know quite a few people that have been affected by COVID. My husband was very sick and in the hospital with COVID. I have a very close friend and coworker who is still suffering over a year later with the effects of COVID.
The winner is Chris Ackerman.
While Berger didn't even know about the sweepstakes and just got extra lucky, Chris Ackerman got his first shot July 3rd, hoping to hear his name called.
Keep my family safe, and now look, just want some money. So, Michigan, let's all get out here and get vaccinated, so we go back to a better Michigan.
They taped a lot of those reactions a while ago, which is why it wasn't super exciting at the moment. The fourth winner, by the way, was from Wyoming. And don't forget, Michiganders still have a chance to win $1 million if they get the first dose between last December 1st and July 10th, and $2 million for anyone who got the first dose between December and July 30th. Not to mention there are scholarships that are going to be awarded to kids 12 to 17 years old. Back to you guys.
All right, Jason. So it seemed to have worked on one of them. That's why he basically says that's why he got the shot. Yeah. All right, Jason. Well, nice. That was the sun.
Yeah, it was nice.
For anyone unfamiliar with what that looked like today, but of course, it'll have to move on now.
Yeah, let's get over to bed here at 5. We're not talking about anything severe as far as the weather goes, right, Ben?
No, we're actually going to be on the better end of that tonight because there's a lot of Michigan that is under a severe threat overnight. We're not really one of those spots. Downtown Detroit looks nice. We've got the temperatures right where they would typically be this time of year. Mid-80s, feeling like 88. This is the hottest part of the year here in Detroit, and it's definitely bearing out on the thermometer. Couple showers and a couple rumbles of thunder in spots, but the vast majority of us have stayed dry. Temperatures sliding into the 70s tonight. Tomorrow, that's when the severe threat starts to move in, and we'll be staring at it about this time tomorrow. Once those showers and storms set up, they're going to be with us for a while. So coming up, we'll talk about the amount of rain we're expecting Thursday through Saturday and how much of the weekend we can actually enjoy. More on that in a few minutes, guys.
Okay, Ben, thank you. A mistake by the Michigan Unemployment Agency could force thousands to pay back benefits they've already received.
Many receiving a new notice from UIA, reaching out to Help Me Hank, concerned about what this could mean for their financial future. Our consumer investigator Hank Winchester live. Hank, state lawmakers are now launching an investigation trying to figure out this error.
Yeah, and lawmakers in Lansing, really scratching their heads. They want an investigation moving forward, trying to figure out what the heck is wrong with UIA. This latest situation, well, this could cost more than 600,000 Michiganders big money. Take a look. UIA, we have a big new problem, and it has some people like Aaron Miller from Brownstown Township very worried.
I really think the state needs to take responsibility for the error and not put the burden on the people.
Aaron, one of more than 650,000 Michiganders, recently put on notice about the information they provided to UIA last year. She received this letter letting her know about a mistake and how it could affect her. The information that was required by UIA may have been incorrect. Why? Well, during the approval process, UIA included several questions that were not already approved by the U.S. Department of Labor. As a result, the application could be considered invalid.
I don't think people should have to repay unemployment that they were approved for by the state originally based on the state's mistake.
Now those who receive the notice have about 20 days to resubmit their answers. Then a review process gets underway to determine if you're eligible. But some believe there's also the possibility the benefits already paid out may have to be paid back. A spokesperson for UIA said, quote, "At the onset of COVID, there was ambiguity in the federal guidelines and more latitude in the interpretation of those guidelines by the states, including Michigan. As the program continued, the U.S. Labor Department became more prescriptive to states regarding what could and could not be included." And if you didn't receive a physical letter from the Unemployment Insurance Agency, you may want to check your online portal because there could be a message or an update there. The most important thing you need to do right now, if you did receive that letter, is to make sure that you fill out all the latest information required. UIA will review it and then determine whether your benefit can stay in place or there is, in fact, the possibility you may have to pay this money back. We're live here tonight. Hank Winchester, help me, Hank.
All right, Hank. The Asian tiger mosquito has been identified for the first time this year and in Wayne County.
Health officials say the mosquito can transmit several viruses to people, including dengue and Zika. They were discovered in Michigan for the first time in 2017 in Livonia, then again in 2018 and 2020 in Wayne County. The state is partnering with local health departments in Wayne County and 23 other counties to conduct surveillance for the mosquito.
New lawsuit claims officials knew there were problems and did little about it.
New tonight, 11 families hit extremely hard by last month's flooding joined forces to demand answers into why the pumps weren't working.
Police say two men just walked up and started shooting. New here at 5, brand new information into a deadly shooting overnight in the parking lot of a Detroit strip club. Larry.
At first glance, this may just look like another playground, but it's really a sign of hope and inspiration.
This was basically an overgrown, abandoned lot.
I'm Larry Sproul, and I'll tell you what neighbors here on the west side has to say about this brand new project.